Hi, welcome to the High Noon Saloon podcast. I'm your host, Dream Tooth. Our first product review is Gatherers of Simples CBD Rich Lip Balm, bergamot scented. Now, I've been having it for a time. Let's say it's half used. I would say the scent is more than half gone. I'd have a hard time saying that this is bergamot any longer. When I first got it, it was delicious, rich bergamot. Obviously, I think I could still say it was bergamot actually. But yeah, it's not there as much as it used to be. Today's a fresh day. Let's remember the elements that make our lives worth living. Spread it around. Make sure your aura is nice and clear. Yeah. Atima Aditya Namaha Atima Aditi Namaha. Aditi lights the lamp in every seeker's heart. Atima Aditi Namaha. Opening the space of bliss and eternal love. Atima Aditya Namaha Atima Aditya Namaha Shakti Ye Shakti Ye Shakti Ye Shakti Ye. Yo, what's good, everybody? Get some tasty rips. Tasty rips today. Shakti Ye Shakti. Just grabbing a few of these little dosing capsule things. Um, my screen is reversed. Should I put in some? Gosh, I can't believe I need to clean this thing already. My screen is already getting degraded. Still good. That was a test. No, let me get some fresh water in here, just a little bit. Yeah. Oh, that's the sticky bit. That's the sticky bit right down there. My skin seems to absorb the reclaim pretty quickly, though. It doesn't stay sticky on my fingers. Anybody want a dinner roll? Let's becoming a doorstop. Part of my doorstop collection. Oh, that's a wild flavor for cannabis. Like that's cinnamon. I've got the Lobo loaded. This is who I got loaded. Who are you wearing today? Who are you smoking today? We're vaping these guys. Chunky Canna Cured Academy. Cured Chunky Canna Chunky Cured Academy. Ooh, that was a damn tasty rip. Wow. Kush mints with the grape juice with the cinnamon. Serious. Whoa. How is that so much like cinnamon rolls? This is the stinkiest rosin. Whoa! Whoa, son. Whoa. Whoa there, son. Got a tiny scooper. I'm going to, with my clean hands. Look at the tiny jar. Oh, that's way too much. Jeez. Okay. Shakti, yeah. Shakti, yeah. Just out here saving lives. They asked me if I wanted to be a doctor when I grew up. Well, goddamn. Look at me now. This is nuts. The future is wide open. They'll try to tell you you have limitations. But just look at them. Hey, if you don't want to, don't take advice from people who don't look like you want your life to look like. Don't do it. Don't listen to them for a second. Isn't it so you have your own desires about you? Very personal. So you have a personal connection with all of life. Like you are a piece of like it doesn't get more intimate, more personal. It doesn't get more connected. Absolute. Right? Just saying that definition. If you want to you know, if you're trying to understand your mind or whatever, information. Yeah. I don't wish ill on anybody, but it is true. You need to suffer probably if you. I mean, you should suffer if you get it so wrong. I understand now why your face looks like that. You ugly fuck. Yeah. You see a room you don't want to be a part of anymore. You know what you do. You get up out of that room. You use their rules against them, right? Whatever their rules are, it's just personality after all. At the end of the day, you got to remember it's you versus the world. No. I want peace. I will act to bring that about. I will take action now. Oh, oh my God! It tastes even better on the vape. Oh my God! It's like a softer, creamy, rosy, or creamy orangey, or creamy like fruity, or creamy florally. Mm. It has a like those old 70s perfumey bath bees, like old perfume, like old lady perfume kind of thing. Oh my God! Oh my God! Wow. I see why everybody's talking about Southern Harvest. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I'm eating a gourmet dessert or breathing in the air of the fucking Ritz Carlton or something. Like, luxurious. Something else just bring into memory another flavor I'm trying to place. Okay, that's not the rosin anymore. That's tasting the earth. Whoa. Whoa. Grab a fresh Q-tip. Oh, I'm not prepared with my kerchief. Oh yeah, you know it's good when it makes your nose run like that. Wow. Howdy doody. This is Drug TV. Don't tell YouTube. Doing a little cleaning job here. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Wipey, wipey. Oh, dang. There's nothing in there. Guess I got it. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see a spot I missed. Okay. All right, we're dropping it in. Double checking. It's at 360 or 359. Is that too hot? Oh, we are just in the wind, dude. Yeah, the story. I don't eat bread since I got sick, and I got gifted a plate leftovers, which had a dinner roll in it, and I used it as a hacky sack, playing in the corner there. Like I was hitting against the corners, trying to anyway. And then it broke a piece of it off after. Oh, it's fragile. It's definitely hardened since yesterday. I was wondering what would happen. We're flaking and hardening. Even the flakes are hard. The flakes are. I was expecting it, I think, to be hard, but it's fragiler and sort of stiffer than I was expecting. Yeah, probably because I'm not used to bread as much as I used to be. Weirdos. Yeah, it needs to be cleaned. I want to take this bubbler and change the water once more. Actually, I guess changing the water is not what I really want to do. I want to clean it. I hope this bag is seal proof. Let's just check it out. I'm going to dump some. Looks like I got a fair bit in there. And I'm going to dump a little bit in the bag. And spill a little bit, I'm sure. I don't do well with authority. Oh no, I don't do well with authority. Oh, 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 right here. Oh, oh, what's got me? It hurt when you said. It hurt when you said. It hurt when you said. I got you another one. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you, thank you. We'll rinse it and try it. See where we're at. smoking legal. All right, Google. What did you do with my friend smoking legal? I didn't see him on a TV show dying. Has he become? Has he become the dying upon the TV screen? Has he reached his goal? Eternally captured for television. Oh shit! It's that time. Are we all ring around the rosy minute? 12:41, 2:41. This last video was 11 months ago. Of course, YouTube haven't been. Of course, YouTube hasn't
roll your blunt full of CBD. Break it down, roll it up, light it up, get it. No more anxiety. What up, cut ups? Welcome to Smoking Legal, or welcome back to Smoking Legal, the car series. You dig? If you've been here before, then you know how we do. I go by the name Taz, and I review shit. Mainly hemp. Now, something that may not mean a lot to you can mean a lot to someone else, like going right there and hitting that subscribe button. It would mean an awful lot. I thought I had something on my face, but it's something that's just reflecting off the camera. I have no idea what it is, though. But anyway, so today we have the final flower of the blind order that I had placed with JK Distro. I got 4 different flower products. I had the raspberry sorbet. I had the Collins Avenue number 7. I had the what was the it's the last one I just tried. I just tried one. I had the raspberry sorbet, the Collins Avenue number 7. Oh, Don's Inferno, magnifique. And now today, this for me, this is gonna be the most interesting one because I had never heard of Collins Avenue, but this one right here.
Nah, he's still repping JK.
This one right here.
Good job, dude. I'm gonna have that reaction. That's for my dopamines. I'm glad he's got a job. At the same time, I'm listening to the community jokes in my head, like some of them are against it. Like, well, I can't be against anybody. Why would I be against anybody? No, don't say that. Yeah. Let's try to understand the joking. It's not against him. I gotta say, like, okay, so it's just me and you. I don't like this guy's parts of this guy's history. Yeah, it's gonna be that way. Like, dang, this new age is. You gotta start making history today. The world is spinning too damn fast. What? What did I say? The world The world's spinning too fast. I think I'm just being honest that I want certain things. Like, what do I want? You know, I want to laugh with my people, with them. Oh, I want to be left alone, really. I got. I want to be on the joke. I don't want to throw rocks. Oh shit! Got that 99 clean. All right, mama. 100% clean. I spread the ain't poison. Keeping my things clean. You know what things. My bubbles. My bubbles, mommy. My bubbles. I'm talking about my bubbles. They're very clean. Very clean. That means 100%. That means safe. It's safe. That means safety. I guess I'll let it dry. Came this far. But wait, what's a paper towel for? If not to dry stuff quickly. Leave no trace. Leave no trace. Dang. I don't like it. I just did that. I just did that thing I didn't like. I feel like I made it worse. My ceiling fan is making the whirring sound. Whirring. Whirring. Am I worried? I want a tiny spatula. I don't have a tiny spatula. Acceptable. It's good, right? I love being an adult. Ooh. Some water. I guess it's time to grub a little bit. Grub a little grub for me. I love you. You're important to me. I'm proud of you. I love you. You're important to me. I'm proud of you. I love you. You're important to me. I'm proud of you. Mother of mine, mother of mine. Story of mercy, story of grace, story of mercy taking place in these different ways. Ah! Not at night. Night and day in thy joy, oh my Lord. Night and day in thy joy, oh, oh my Lord. Oh Lord, what will be my fate? Please tell me. Desire, my great enemy, with his soldiers surrounding me, has given me lots of trouble. Oh my Lord, has given me lots of trouble. Oh my Lord, his enemies I will deceive, remaining in the castle of peace. Night and day in thy joy, oh, oh my Lord. Night and day in thy joy, oh my Lord. Okay. Maybe not the best first thing in the morning food. Ugh. Well, maybe it was a lot of the soup base. I ate some old soup base. Maybe that's why my butt, excuse me. I'll be all right. Got a little caught in my throat. But music. The touch pad is supposed to kick on after the mouse gets unplugged, or the mouse isn't unplugged. What? What just happened? You told the friend. Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice is like, you told the friend. What? What did I tell a friend? Oh. Why is your voice like that? Spent my life trying to avoid my power.
But this one right here,
Yeah, hear me. Yeah, hear me. Yeah, hear me. Yeah, hear me.
Check out the name. This one right here. You hear me?
Oh, I hear you.
You hear me? I just like the name. Because I like to say you feel me, but you know what I mean? You hear me? You hear me? That's the name of this one from JK Distro. This is the 7 gram. I love the Mylar bag. So you're getting the 7 grams. And the Yahimi is coming in at, this is hard for me to say. The Yahimi is coming in.
Yeah, it's good packaging if you can't read it, huh?
THCA. And then it has a total cannabinoids of 36%. Hold on. I lied.
Can't read it. Great packaging.
29. It's 29. It's up there. You see, I got it way up here. Not only so I can read it, because it's up there though. It's thinking him. It's coming in at 29% THCA. So yeah, let's crank it open. The nylon bags, they're so easy to open, and they reseal. And as usual, Let me tell you something, Jay. Let me tell you something, Kay. What y'all gonna have to stop doing is sending out these disrespectful packages. Okay? Talk about the boost packs as well as that holidays. And then the holiday specials, it's giving me this relaxed type feel.
80 comments on his last video, 2.6K views. That's pretty good. That's popping. Yeah, he just needs to keep doing them. 11 months ago, he stopped. He had 4 11 months ago. Oh, okay. Says not till Tuesday.
It's this one. Yeah, I've been watching this particular project for a while, and I think they just keep adding names, which is great. So we have more and more support. I think one version change that happened from like an earlier version was that there was going to be no less than 5 centers of excellence. In this latest version, there's no less than 1 center of excellence. They updated our recent article that covers this to reflect that. And yeah, I think who's on the activist front, I think we had some quotes from Amy Rising. Can you say anything about who Amy Rising is in this role?
Yeah, Amy Rising is a veterans mental health care advocate based here in the DC area, actively involved in a number of different both cannabis and psychedelic advocacy efforts in and around Congress and on Capitol Hill. And per my reporting for Lucid News earlier this week about the bill, was intimately involved in the drafting of this framework to establish this Office of Novel Therapeutics, along with input from folks that Joe you've had on before, like Melissa Labasani, the Psychedelic Medicine Coalition. I know the folks over at the Mission to Live Foundation. Jay Kopelman certainly had some input and influence over anything that's happening related to veterans mental health care. And I was fortunate enough to speak to Logan Davidson as well, kind of the psychedelic policy whiz kid, if you will, for both vets and with Americans for IBD. And he specifically noted that this is a good sign that Senator Sheehy, as a U.S. Marine veteran himself, understands the stakes and understands, what's at risk here as the veteran mental health care crisis kind of continues to accelerate as we're entering a phase of active war, depending on who you ask, with Iran. So it is a fascinating time to be covering psychedelic policy in DC with all of the competing factions. But Amy is a policy ace, and I think had some really strong connections with congressional staffers that led to this bill being taken pretty seriously from the jump. So definitely excited to see where it goes. And I'll also just note that this comes at a pretty interesting time for the VA, right? Like in the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency era, we've seen extraordinary federal spending cuts, and that's hit Veterans Health Administration pretty hard. I cited in my coverage for Lucid News earlier this week that ProPublica's recent reporting has documented hundreds of staffers being laid off that are mental health care professionals in particular. I believe some of the wait lists and wait times for veterans to be, just have their input, their intake appointment is 6 months or longer. This Office of Novel Therapeutics is a really great idea on paper. There's still certainly some tension as to whether or not it can fast track next gen care actually reaching veterans on the front lines of this crisis. My hope is that it can, but the bureaucratic roadblocks that slashing funding in the way that it has been might present is going to be worth keeping an eye on, to put it lightly.
I think worth noting, the VA did not necessarily plan on having a major staff reduction around mental health care,
Sure.
given their crisis around suicidality of veterans. 22 to 45 a day suicide by veterans, I think, is the numbers we're at currently, somewhere in that range. And cutting on something that could save so many lives is likely only came from DOGE, not necessarily from the VA.
Yes, very important to clarify, for sure. If you haven't seen some of the deposition videos that have been going around of now, I guess, former DOGE staffers justifying, or being asked to kind of justify the decision making behind some of the cuts that were made, it is harrowing and frankly a bit depressing to watch, but I think it's really important to understand the bureaucratic tension we're seeing on both sides of the aisle in the equation here in DC, as it will undoubtedly have an impact on where funding comes from for next-gen policy issues like this.
Yeah. So on to this new deal, record-breaking deal. Yeah. So as we mentioned to start the show, Otsuka Pharmaceutical, Japanese multinational pharmaceutical giant, heavily involved and invested in psychedelic research. They're actually one of a few members of the Association for Prescription Psychedelics, which Joe and I talked about on Monday, involved in some federal lobbying issues, allegations, complaints. But Otsuka is one of the gold standards for pharmaceutical innovation. So their interest in this so-called class of neuroplastogens or non-trim psychedelics in itself, they have a pretty robust portfolio. But the news broke just this morning, and we're highly encourage folks to read the coverage over at Psychedelic Alpha, as well as my friend Jacob Slomowitz, who runs Psychedelic Vantage, for their perspective on all of this. But it's pretty groundbreaking stuff. $1.23 billion to acquire, I believe, all, Transcend Therapeutics in its entirety, but it specifically centers around a pretty promising drug that's in development, methylone. Can you tell us a little bit about methylone and why this matters?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is an interesting thing. So methylone
People want to be
would often in the
healthy.
underground be sold as a substitute, like a fraudulently sold to people, let's put it that way, as MDMA. So it's interesting. I got a little giggle when pharma puts up the numbers, right? They call it a trade name, kind of like TD and a bunch of numbers, and then I had to do a little digging to find out it was methylone. So they're calling it TSND-201 at Transcend. In deal terms, just briefly to get super specific, up to 1.225 billion. This is more than the AbbVie deal for that ibogaine analog that was potentially safer and better. With 700 million paid upfront to shareholders, with another 525 million tied to future sale milestones, which is fascinating. So more money later for Transcend. And
this
I was
just
surprised
Johnny
to hear that
mnemonic.
they actually
This is
did
exactly
have,
what William Gibson said would happen, you guys.
designation for this drug from FDA. So that's signals really
Exactly.
good results.
How
And I think
crazy is this?
we had some disappointment with the MDMA Lycos situation with FDA, but we had serious pharmaceutical companies on their tails having much greater success, and this is an indication of that. Not that this is phase 3 yet, but a deal of this size from such a serious pharma player, to me, indicates like some substantial things. Did you want to jump in?
Yeah, I was just going to say that we've seen a really interesting push in the press that I think,
Yeah, this
rightly
is
tied
going
to
to
pharmaceutical
change
interests,
money.
downplaying
Like this
the
is
efficacy
to
of
me
psychedelics.
signaling, okay, well,
There-
money is
obviously, we talked
definitely
a bit with
going to
Steph President
be.
Abrams on Monday's show.
I'm thinking of like Ready
about,
Player
recent study
One,
that-
you know,
that I believe the
like
conclusion was that psychedelics are no
virtual
longer
reality.
effective in SSRIs and treatment resistant depression. The waters are a lot muddier than just
There's
that
a
one
connection. People
sentence
don't.
summary, but we've seen a lot of intriguing coverage about ketamine-assisted therapy. There was an absolutely
I'm offering to the elements.
abysmal New York Post article about
This invisible
AOC,
me, like
Alexandria
no,
Ocasio-Cortez,
no, no,
from
no, no,
New
not
York,
all of me.
and
Okay,
her,
you're gonna
use of
say it. You
ketamine-assisted
guys do it in
therapy,
parts,
presumably.
right? That's what people say.
Yeah, there's been some
Yeah.
industry like Endpoint News, which is really more of like a pharmaceutical and biomedical industry.
Try to do the
publication,
ritual
but
yourself and
has
see
written
what are
some
your.
pretty interesting things as far as industry perspectives outside of psychedelic pharma on
To gain knowledge, right?
that particular study stacking psychedelics up against
Experiment
SSRIs
for
and
yourself.
Mad in America, which
To
I
gain
think
the
has done
knowledge
some
for
really
yourself.
phenomenal trailblazing counter,
If it's got to be like to gain
cultural
knowledge with you,
documentation
you know what I mean? If it
perspectives
does, but it's
outside of
to me, it's a hard
the
thing.
psychiatric field.
Like it's just something I fell into, feeling into, like
the overhype and the lack of blinding, the unblinding issues surrounding psychedelic trials.
The
will always
journey
be a hindrance to the field's
from the head to the
legitimacy.
heart is a
So,
long.
much like we've seen
slow journey. It doesn't
Florida
happen.
alcohol lobby
I would like it to
push back
be.
in the press against
That's not how it works.
cannabis's
But
efficacy
this is what
to
it will
treat certain mental health conditions.
compel you.
in
People
terms of
telling
build
you,
up
oh,
to
you know,
rescheduling
this
of
is the
cannabis.
campaign. You
I
know,
think
we're on. This is
given
trail
how this
world. Like
pathway
I gotta
seems nearly
immediately
unlocked to be approved by the
be a
FDA,
trailhead for you.
their
Oh,
COMP360 compound by the end of this year, we're going to see a
Yeah.
really interesting
if I
flurry
start saying things that are not in your
of
experience, it
psychedelic
just
skeptical media coverage.
you deserve
that
to
I
be
would not be
skeptical.
shocked if it
Then,
wasn't
right?
the due diligence and dirty work of pharmaceutical PR in its own way.
Balas, the researcher who put out that recent study talking about kind of comparing success of SSRIs to success of psychedelics broadly, that deserves a lot of analysis. Robin Carhart Harris and him are very engaged in a long conversation. So, I only bring that up in terms of like open label kind of studies, blinding, and the Mad in America article. Guys, we've known blinding has been an issue with psychedelics the whole time. Like, let's not pretend. People have been using Benadryl as the placebo. That said, some people at these trials, when they receive Benadryl, have a full tilt mystical experience. And what is that? I think what's going to happen here, Jack, is upgrading the scientific methodologies, not necessarily, like, this isn't shade on psychedelics. This is a limitation with science as it is. And we're working to address that as a collaborative. If anything you want to finish there, and I want to jump back to Atsuka.
Yeah, I guess I was just going to say that Robin Carhart Harris had a really interesting Twitter thread looking at, I believe, escapradalam. I'm going to butcher the name, but a common antidepressant, and some of the blinding issues with those studies looking back, and how the majority of patients who saw improvement had previously tried the drug and gone off of it, and then were entered in these clinical trials that tested efficacy. The idea that the science and the scientific research standards surrounding these clinical trials for any number of drugs can't be, that there can't be a thumb on the scale. We have countless examples across the pharmaceutical industry of today with opioid research, benzodiazepines, putting their thumb on the scale to, improve or hype up the outcomes so that their drugs can get approved. And I think what we're seeing in terms of some of the skepticism in the media that I think will ramp up is a willful weaponization of the lack of scientific literacy of the American public to cast doubt on the efficacy of these drugs rather than to cast doubt on the efficacy of the scientific structures and organizational infrastructure that surrounds the ongoing research. Anyways, that is the end of my spiel on the subject. Back to Atsuka.
Atsuka. So methylone, some people say it's like, oh, they engineered out the trip from MDMA. I don't think that's necessarily true. I saw one reference in one piece to it removing the psychedelic portions of MDMA. I think that's a little bit of a cartoonish way of putting MDMA as having a psychedelic component. It's a what do we want to call it? It's a methamphetamine that occasionally has some entactogenic and way more intermittently has some psychedelic components. So, it's a methylone that is the drug Transcend is working on is a cathinone, not a methamphetamine. So it's a totally different class of molecule. That said, there's a lot of really interesting things in this cathinone class of drug. It comes from the khat plant that people love to chew in the Middle East.
People love to
It's a
fuck with
stimulant.
that shroom.
Dr. Ezekiel pioneered this class in the same way that Sasha Shulgin pioneered in tryptamines and phenethylamines. And the cathinone class of drugs, the things we're seeing that are really popular in America these days, 3-MMC, 4-MMC, very popular in nightclub environments, Burning Man type environments. And actually, I've been seeing it pop up more and more in talk therapy in places like Toronto and, assortedly in Canada. Canada is getting quite advanced around these things. So that's lovely to see.
I'm covered in dust and paint because I'm in my studio doing work for our Heartfire Warriors and Synergists, moving into psionic abilities, making gifts, and amidst some interesting things out there. Sorry, like I said, I'm all fuzzy and dusty. It's awesome. Just me and Jesus over here. Anyways. When Dr. Anab Whitehouse, who wrote the Devil's Dictionary on our channel, and thank you again, Dr. Whitehouse.
I cannot wait, Robbie. 200, yeah. You guys are absolute animals. Beasts. I distracted myself and forgot what I was just going to say, but it was really important. It's really important. I was. Got it. What was I gonna say? Hold on. It'll come. It's gonna come to me in like 5 minutes. So. Yeah. Tough. Uneven burn. Yeah, you know what? I need to check. I don't know what this capsule's gonna look like. I don't recommend packing the capsule tight. I'm really used to packing capsules tight with the Stores and Bickle stuff, and I kind of just did it out of habit. But I don't think this is the way to go. Waffles are delicious. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's right. Oh, I cannot wait. Nasdi, thank you. I cannot wait to start sending out the Turbo Gs to you guys. I'm over here just trying to tie up the loose ends and make sure that it's the best that it can be before I send it. But I am very, very excited.
J_D27 says neither can
Wow.
we.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bruv. I think you guys are gonna like it a lot. It'll be fun. We can all vape it together.
G.
And then after everybody has it,
I love G.
we can start discussing how to make it better. Know what I mean? We could start doing experiments. Maybe fucking pressure Simral into making custom parts since I can't. Nah, it's cool though. We've been talking about shit like that anyway. So next version of the G after this should be cool. Haven't figured out exactly what it's going to be yet, but the resources to make it happen are like slowly falling into place. Yeah. Some real TIG. Yeah, well, yeah. Dream Tooth, what's up? G43. Sorry. Vaporizer. I feel like I should just like put it over here. G43. Polly. It's best when it's produced inside chemistry departments at college. Where do you get a connect like that? I'd still be kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie. I like the fact that shrooms are like nature. All right, I'm gonna let this cool for a second. I hit something else real quick. Bros and hoes, love you guys. Don't huff, you know. Spracked.
No.
Yeah, you know, I didn't reply to
I
you
was
yet,
thinking
but
about,
I did see. I think I quickly.
I just vaped. Vaped the
Okay.
lavender. The lavender just went down.
So that's a good idea.
The will of the
right?
space monolith. Yeah. Sensory inputs. Not. This is me not dissociating. Hello. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? I'm all right. I'm good. How are you? Hi, Susan. I'm good. I'm doing good. Well, I mean, I'm enjoying my air condition. Staying hydrated. What's good with you? I'm from Louisiana. Drinking water. This is a thing that I was playing with. And why, and part of the reason why you got to be 18 or older to be on this channel. Welcome to the Buchanan. This guy's making a vape. I didn't know that. People are doing stuff in the world. Talking about vaporizers. I just I have an older sister. Yeah. Her younger daughter is getting married. My godchild. Yep. What do you do on YouTube? Buh. I got the Samsung Galaxy S23. It's pretty good speaker on here. It's pretty funny how well it works for such a.
Between my job and my kids, going back to university felt completely out of reach.
Look,
We cannot move into the fullness of gratitude for all that we are and every blessing and lesson in our lives until we can move into self-forgiveness. I'm having the company of the acacia palm. You can see it in there, corner there. And oh, acacia palm. We'll say hi. Oh, the dusting of the acacia palm. The separation is inevitable. It's imminent. Have you watched any good movies lately? You watch YouTube? This is part of a vaporizer. Earlier I was like, this is who we're vaporizing. The packages, the vendors of the THCA. So shout out to Hoku. It's supposed to have a little tag that says CBD. It's this oil it's hemp oil in the syringe, right? And it's from Hoku Seed Company. I get this hemp oil in this syringe, and I get it on my thumb like that. Don't get old. I wonder what would I be doing if I hadn't had that awesome thing where I got the vaccine and I turned into a zombie. A hash zombie. Oh man. I had that vaccine injury. My heart started being impossible. It's just impossible. Oh, I thought I was dying for several times. I don't like thinking about it, talking about it. Yep. Now I haven't had a blowout with these like autoimmune kind of, or like a nervous, like leaky gut. Like anyway, you get all these weird symptoms, leaky gut. Like it just goes on and on. But it can happen in waves, and I haven't had like a bad sick wave. Coming up on a year. Yay. Talking about health, because like I I know we don't like discomfort, so it's something to talk about, right? Like, I probably don't have the right attitude about everything, but no, I'm grateful for. I thought they would leave me alone if I got the booster and stuff. No, it didn't. It's not like that though. It was never like that actually. It's just a story we tell ourselves, right? Like I understand propaganda now, probably, you know, more than I did just a month ago or 2 months ago because yeah. um Susan, are you alone? As well, there's a pathos, a spider plant, and a mother-in-law tongue there, as well circling around the outside of the premises, different things. People, I mean, people and pets. So, am I alone? My favorite trees right there. My dad's favorite trees right there. My favorite people are right. Fuck. My favorite people are very far away. Is it home if you're not with your favorite people? It's hard. It's very hard. Not very hard. It's sometimes the feelings. There's a kind of a warmth here. The people here. There's a definite connection, right? But I feel like I'm not able to live my life sometimes. It's just the way that I've been. Like it's just a weird, stupid attitude.
There are days when the soul no longer wants to stay small. Today is one of those days. The moon awakens in you a deep, nourishing longing for real safety and inner rootedness. Maybe you heard about the stranded whale in Germany. This is exactly the energy that can be felt strongly today. The moon is now in the lunar mansion Pusha in the sign of Cancer. And Pusha is
favorite
one of
sign.
the most nourishing and caring lunar mansions.
I care.
Food of
I care about you.
very emotional,
You.
protective,
You.
and at the same time highly spiritual. It
I
awakens the deep need for
care about
belonging,
you.
emotional safety, and the feeling of truly being at
It
home.
is the will of the space
Both
monolith.
within yourself and in something greater. And the stranded whale reminds us of this in a touching way. A great, powerful being that normally belongs to the deep white ocean is suddenly laying helpless on the shore. It symbolizes the tension that is so strong today, the longing for home, and at the same time, the need to free ourselves from those old limiting structures. And I hope the whale will find its way back today in the wild, wide ocean. And I hope you find back into your heart today. I love you. There are days when the soul no longer wants to stay small. Today is one of those days. The moon awakens in you a deep, nourishing longing for real safety and inner rootedness. Maybe you heard about the stranded whale in Germany. This is exactly the energy that can be felt strongly today. The moon is now in the lunar mansion Pusha in the sign of Cancer, and Pusha is one of the most nourishing and caring lunar mansions. It carries.
Hey, buddy, are you okay? You seem really tired. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to fix my sleep schedule. Trying to fix your sleep schedule? You didn't sleep at all last night. I know, exactly. I'm fixing it. How is not sleeping going to fix your already screwed up sleep schedule? Listen, here's the thing. I usually go to bed at around 4 in the morning, correct? Yeah, it's bad. So you would think that in order to fix my sleep schedule, and I have to go to sleep a little bit earlier for about 2 weeks by about 30-minute intervals to fix things, right? Yeah, that sounds reasonable. So rather than being reasonable, as you have so eloquently stated, instead, I'm just going to stay awake until 9 p.m. and then absolutely crash and die. How is that supposed to fix your sleep schedule? Because rather than working my way backwards, I'm just going all the way around the clock, and then when I get to bed tonight, I'll be fixed. Is this a normal thing you do? Every 5 months or so, yeah. Hey, buddy, are you okay? You seem really tired. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to fix my sleep schedule. Trying to fix your sleep schedule? You didn't sleep at all last night. I know, exactly. I'm fixing it. How is not sleeping going to fix your already screwed up sleep schedule? Listen, here's the thing. I usually go to...
Hi, my name is Alan. Why does LSD last for so long? My name is Simon. I'm a journalist who specializes in recreational drugs. If you find these videos useful or interesting, follow me and hit the bell notification to get the videos first. No two trips are the same, but when it comes to acid, generally speaking...
Hey, y'all. I bet when this dude won at this claw machine, he wasn't expecting to actually get a live animal. But he does, because he woke up the cat that was chilling at the bottom. Homie probably hurrying everything. Hey, y'all.
I have to tell you things are bad. Gather here another gas lamp, and it does not lose any butane at all. Awesome look, any stuff? Okay. Wow, it actually filled it up. Ooh, nice. It's on a tight regulator. Ooh. There you go. And we have right here miniature lantern. I love it. Gather here another gas lamp, and it does not lose any butane at all. Awesome look, any stuff? Okay. Wow, it actually filled it up. Ooh, nice. It's on a tight regulator. Ooh. There you go. And we have right here miniature lantern. I love it. Gather here another gas lamp.
We got oranges. And Georgia got peaches. What your state got?
Shoot, potholes, mosquitoes, Latinos, and crease-foes on your front, back, and side. We got sticks, ticks. Let the girls in for free at 6. We got watermelon, muscadines, boiled peanuts being sold randomly on the side of the road on county line.
We got oranges.
The best gift I could possibly give this...
I have something. That's what they're playing with. Like I've said repeatedly, give me a benevolent reason, a good reason. Why would you then
Couldn't have smart cities or
targeted?
I was talking to my friend. You mean it? I'm not gay?
Well, maybe a little, but we're all a little gay.
Oh, I feel so much better. Wow. You mean it? I'm not gay.
So I think the universe is teaching all of us to ease up within our hearts, to learn to open our hearts after they've been broken. And the universe is teaching us to do it the way that we get hurt. We get hurt so we would learn to open up again. That's why Rumi said, keep breaking your heart until it opens, right? To our logical mind, it's not easy to understand because our ego is like, that person hurt me, so that person must suffer, or this shouldn't happen, so I will stay in this contracted state, so this doesn't happen again. But this is not living, right? My friend, this is not living. So we are here to live. We are here to be free. We are here to be like birds. Play, be free, do what you love. That's why you're here. But because these lives can sometimes be a bit more chaotic, like yesterday we've talked about having these experiences where it feels like we've fallen and then we rise back up. Sometimes we go through hurts, right? So I want to share with you today 3 steps that can help you to forgive. And in my life, I've learned to forgive myself, I've learned to forgive others, I've learned to forgive people who are, doing bad things. Because I've learned that if I don't forgive them, I'm in prison because I judge them, I think about them, I feel bad because of them. And this doesn't help me to be free, to shine my light. It doesn't help me because I can track. Every time I feel bad, like I feel a negative state, people describe it as a bad state. It's a negative state. When I feel more negative state, I'm not so creative. If I'm not creative, I have nothing to share. I don't feel playful. I don't even feel I would like to play in my life. I would like to do something great. I don't feel like that. I feel like I need to suffer. I need to worry. I need to feel this way. And I need to judge them because it's their fault. That's how I feel if I don't forgive. And I know many people say, well, I can't forgive them because what they did, that truly shouldn't happen. It was a very dark thing. And I know, I feel you. I've talked with people who have been through like sexual abuses in their childhoods, and they've been through very dark things. But they've still chosen to forgive them because they have decided if everything in this life happens for a reason, and this is very hard to accept, then also it means there's some kind of a reason life took me through this kind of experiences. And actually, one person I talked with wrote a book because of that. And that book is helping now many, many people because people can resonate with it, people can relate with it. So the part of us that says, I will never forgive these people is ego. This is ego because it is our protective mechanism that wants to keep us safe so it will never happen again. But ego doesn't live in your heart. Ego is protecting your heart. So in order to truly go into your heart, you will need to let go for a moment of your shit. That's why when we're practicing forgiveness, when we're connecting with love, when we're connecting with divine, we find a sacred time in our day. We find a sacred space where we feel safe. We don't do it somewhere where there is a lot of danger. We first need to practice it somewhere where we feel safe, right? So you can sit with yourself and you can actually feel yourself, right? Feeling is the first step to forgiveness because it helps you to feel your emotions. In fact, it helps you to fully recognize what has been boiling within you. Yes, it was boiling, like a boiling water. There's an energy that felt like pain. Pain is suppressed potential. So when we suppress the potential, it turns into pain. Sometimes when we go through something very dark, there was actually a potential of spiritual activation, which is very hard to understand once again for ego, because we don't want to hurt. But there's a spiritual activation that happened. There's some form of purpose, like life's purpose, maybe, that happened. We've been through it because it actually activated some kind of a potential. But until we discover it, we feel like it shouldn't happen. So that's why people only later in their lives, they look back and they say, I'm so grateful it happened because it's truly activated something within me. So write in the comments if you've been through it and you've recognized purpose in it, in something dark, in something painful, because you will be able to inspire those who are still looking for it. Now, it's not to justify, yes, it's okay that it happened because, now I found my purpose. It's not to justify that this is okay that people are doing these things. It's not to tolerate these things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that everything happens for a reason. And we shouldn't just jump to a conclusion, yeah, now I'm okay, because it doesn't happen like that. We first need to fail. Before we find that purpose, we need to deal with everything that was suppressed. So there's a lot of suppressed energy within us, especially with the things we need to forgive. There's a lot of suppressed energy. So what will help you to release this suppressed energy is to feel it. There's a lot of science that says the only way to real forgiveness is to release suppressed energy. So with that, you will also release a limiting belief that was formed back in that time. So feeling is really the secret of forgiveness. First thing, feeling the energy. And how can you do it? Well, you can close your eyes. You can ask yourself, where in my body there is a stored energy.
I love that. Oh, I love this guy even more. Feeling is is forgiveness. Lilia, I wish I could tell. I wish Lilia could be here. Come on, lady. Keep it simple, silly lady. Oh, may she rest in peace. We're going to a convention about forgiveness. One of my.
And as you're breathing in, imagine breathing in awareness and care. And now you're holding space for you to be fully seen, to be fully heard, to be fully fed. Just breathing and breathe out. And observe yourself. Not everything may be released in one single practice, but when you feel it, there's almost like a somatic release from your muscles, from your nervous system that starts happening. And if they give you goosebumps, your body may start sweating, you may feel a bit dizzy. These are all natural signs that you are now releasing something, that your body is releasing a trauma. It's very powerful because now
Mukunda is impossible, the voice said. You made me supervisor, yet the others go to him and obey him. That's why I assigned him to the kitchen and you to the parlor. So you might come to realize that a worthy leader has the desire to serve, not to dominate. Sri Yukteswar's withering tones were new to Kumar. You wanted Mukunda's position, but you couldn't maintain it by merit. Return now to your early work as cook's assistant. Sri Yukteswar, Sri Yukteswar, Sri Yukteswar. Wisdom of Sri Yukteswar is recognized vastly by lots of lamas. The lamas love him. Okay, you guys. The lamas that I met. They love Sri Yukteswar. Well, I met the Dalai Lama. I didn't get his opinion about it. I met other lamas I don't know their opinions about. But anyway, not the point. I love the Hindu gods and goddesses stuff. I like herbs. I like plastics. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Plastics will contain the future of music. Jazz will save the future. Anime, maybe also. What was I gonna? Atima, Aditya Namaha, Atima,
None of this is real.
Aditya Namaha. Oh, Atima. From your heart all the way I'm still a scroller. How do I not be a scroller, Dr. Rob?
What the fuck?
I don't know what a matcha is. I just made that number up. I gotta tell him that. Oh wait, this isn't live. He's open. He made a chart of him saying, none of this is real. Opening a matcha and saying, what the fuck?
Hey, y'all. Wait till he turns around and shows you the thickness of his glasses. Homie has to be able to see other dimensions. He don't just see our world, he sees all the other worlds too. Hey, y'all. Wait till he turns around and shows you the thickness of his glasses. Homie has to be able to see other... On game day.
Anyway.
Hey, it's okay. Everybody feels kinda weird some days. Hey, it's okay. Everybody feels kinda weird some days. You don't have to try to please nobody. You just gotta try to please your own body. Hey, it's okay. Everybody feels kinda weird some days. Hey.
What is this? All right, listen, any game developers out there, any wealthy people, any game developers watching, let me make this very clear to you. We need a game like this. We need a combination of Rainbow Six Siege and Halo Infinite. You jump in with a group of guys. There's VC, open VC. You can connect with each other. Okay? And there's also different things to it. You can be tactical, you can have small maps, you can have big maps, but everybody can play together.
They made the video I asked for, guys. Should we watch it now? I feel emotionally ready to watch this. Greetings,
welcome everyone to our Celebrating Divine Friendships on Saloon. We're so glad you can join
full
us.
Screen, B.
For those of you who might not know, I'm Erin, and this is Jitendra. We're here to share.
You changed your name, right? Or you were always Jitendra?
Worldwide outreach.
Jitendra.
So we'll start with a little
I don't know,
prayer and
but
a
that's
chant
Erin and
together,
Jitendra.
and then we'll have some sharing, and we'll have a special guest joining us via recording.
Oh,
So we're
sweet.
sharing, and we'll
Special
end with a
guest.
and some time for questions and answers as well. So we hope you
Okay.
enjoy.
So I also would like to welcome you all. It's a real joy to be together today, celebrating divine friendship, celebrating the grace and blessings of our masters. So let us begin our time together today with a prayer. Heavenly Father,
Heavenly Father,
Divine Mother,
Divine Mother,
friend, beloved God,
friend, beloved God,
great masters, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna,
Babaji, Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna,
Swami Shiv Teshwar,
Vimashaya Swami Shikteshwar, beloved Paramahansa Yoganandaji,
saints of all religions, blessed Swamiji, we
Swamiji,
bow at thy feet. Beloved masters, continue to work through our lives, spreading your joy and blessing to all souls everywhere. Thank you for gathering us together today.
Thank you for gathering us together
Tune
today.
into your living presence. May we feel that presence guiding our hearts, guiding our minds as we seek to fulfill that eternal promise of rejoicing in the infinite light
Snot bubbles.
that is everywhere and spreading that light everywhere. As
Bursting snot bubbles everywhere. Bursting snot bubbles everywhere.
we are ever yours. Ever yours. Peace.
Peace. Amen.
So let's begin today with chanting this very simple chant, of course, but very powerful and very appropriate as we celebrate the grace and blessings of our Guru. As we chant Jai Guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Please join in as we all chant, uniting our hearts together as we all chant together, Jai Guru, Jai. Victory to the Guru.
Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Paramahansa Yogananda, Jai Guru, Jai. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, 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 Jai Guru, Jai.
So let us now just sit for a few moments.
everyone. It's so wonderful to have so many of you joining us live, and many more of you will be watching the recording and joining us afterwards, I'm sure. I wanted to just give a little introduction as to what this satsang is all about, celebrating divine friendship, especially the way that we share divine friendship through our different outreach ministries here at Ananda Worldwide. And so I wanted to start just by listing what are all those different outreach ministries, because sometimes people aren't aware of what they all are. So it includes, of course, ananda.org, which has a lot of resources and things. We have our online ministry, Online with Ananda. We have our Kriya ministry, our virtual community, which many of you are a part of. It's wonderful to have you here today. We have our Spanish ministry, Ananda Espanol, which takes everything that Ananda is sharing and translates that and reaches out to people around the world in the Spanish-speaking world. We have our two retreat centers, which have come together as one, the Expanding Light Retreat and the Seclusion Retreat. We also have Crystal Hermitage, which is getting ready for springtime, which is a huge outreach to the local community. We have our music ministry, our meditation groups, and supporting those who are part of our meditation groups and centers. Many of you are here today as well, so thank you for joining us. We also have Radio Ananda, sharing Swami Kriyananda's music and chants. We have Treasures Along the Path, sharing Swami Kriyananda's talks. We have an archive of hundreds and hundreds of talks from Swami Kriyananda. And our Healing Prayer Ministry, as well as our Ananda School of Yoga and Meditation, which does meditation teacher training, yoga teacher training, and many other things, which we'll share more about as we get into sharing today. But once a year, we have an opportunity for all these different areas, all these different departments to come together and share some of the exciting updates, things that are happening, things that are going to happen. And so we wanted to share that with all of you as well. And when we got together, Jyotish and Devi were sharing, that Ananda really is a global work now. For a long time, it was this idea that we were reaching out and, in different areas in India and Europe. And now it's really everywhere. I think it's over 213 countries and territories, depending on how you count, of course. But, and Sagar shared recently that our most recent discipleship course had, I think, 23 people in it from 14 different countries or something like that, which is just incredible, a beautiful representation of this global flow of divine friendship and this global community. So I wanted to share what is divine friendship, and this comes from the foreword to Divine Friendship, which is Swami Kriyananda's book of letters that he wrote. And this foreword was written by those who compiled these letters, but I think it's a beautiful description of what is a divine friend. So I thought it would be a good way to start. What is a divine friend? Imagine someone who never judges, who loves you despite your faults, who sees you in terms of your highest spiritual potential, and is totally committed to helping you realize that potential. Imagine someone who gives you strength and understanding, seeking nothing in return, who offers but never imposes his views. Imagine someone who is always forgiving, respectful, and loving, even under the most adverse circumstances. Obviously, a beautiful description of the love and support that we receive from the Guru and from Swami Kriyananda as well. But it's also a beautiful description of the love and support and friendship that each one of us offers in our own lives and through being a part of Ananda and through these different outreach ministries that we're going to share about today. So we're going to have Jitendra start by sharing a little bit about some of our online outreach, and then we'll have our special guests.
So it's so wonderful to see so many of you, so many friends who are gathered today to tune into today's topic. As Aaron just read those beautiful words from that wonderful book, if you haven't had a chance to read it, in Divine Friendship, I highly recommend it. But I was reflecting a little bit on this theme that we're tuning into this year of in that spirit of divine friendship. Now, of course, it's very easy for us to see the perfect reflection of divine friendship, which, of course, is found in our They reflected it so perfectly for all of us. And yes, we all are now embodying that, inspired to not only grow in that, but also share that. But in so many ways, today's topic, it's such a beautiful, perfect focus, because just as our Guru, Swamiji, were these perfect divine friends for us and continue to be for incarnations, that's the promise. But how do we honor that divine friendship back to the Guru, back to Swamiji, and of course to each other? But that honoring the Guru, honoring Swamiji in that divine friendship coming from our hearts, coming from our minds, our lives, how do we do this? Well, we are doing it. And so today, the sharing really comes from that spirit, that, of course, to each other, but that honoring the Guru, honoring Swamiji in that divine friendship coming from our hearts, coming from our minds, our lives. How do we do this? Well, we are doing it. And so today, the sharing really comes from that spirit, that what we're doing and living our lives and offering ourselves as channels so that their grace, their blessings, their vibration can reach out into this world, awakening, guiding, and blessing many souls to come back home to God. So today, we'll be sharing a lot of information, inspiration about what's happening, but it's not only a reflection of what's happening through this particular office here at Ananda Village, but truly, it's a reflection of the collection of all of us, our devotion, the magnetism that is being generated through our friendship as Guruba, as our service, our sadhana, everything that's collected in as this magnetic force entering this world. So keep that in mind as we share through today. So first thing I wanted to share is I want to ask Jyoti Devi, who's helping us today, to bring up a slide. As Aaron shared, especially through Ananda.org, we have almost every country represented in
Japan,
this earth who is tuning in to Ananda.org or
Slovakia,
but I wanted to share specifically right now with our
Germany,
Online with Ananda outreach, which includes the virtual community,
Turkey,
our live events,
Turks and
as well
Caicos
as
Islands,
many
Ukraine,
different courses, which includes the Path of Kriya, that we are roughly about 67 countries across 6 continents. You can see here just briefly many of the different countries that are represented. It's very inspiring in terms of showing that spirit of how the work is uniting the world, one soul at a time. So thank you, Jyoti Devi. So one of the first things I wanted to share with you indeed is the virtual community, because in many ways it is Ananda's largest community. We have a little over 300 souls from about 30 plus countries from around the world. Many of you are here today, which we are so happy to have you. And it is a community of souls where we support each other through our
it's a community of wolves.
our successes. We celebrate each step that everyone takes going deeper in God. In the virtual community, we have so many offerings, from weekend retreats. We have every day there's
Bear. It's a lot. Whoa.
Teachers from all over.
Is it enough? Is it enough?
To help serve and to But really, what's most beautiful also is not only what's happening through these different forms of the offerings of the classes, different satsangs, but it's the interaction between community members where each and every one is offering each other as a channel that divine friendship, offering that spirit of Ananda, supporting each other, inspiring each other every step of the way. And it is a living community where we see many times people who have been in the virtual community for several years, and they come for the first time to one of our Ananda communities in the physical form, and they come to the village and people ask them, oh, which community do you live in? And they say the virtual community because they have that spirit, that aura. And so we are in Gopara Yuga, so we don't need the physical form to help define that spirit. And so I wanted to share one testimonial from someone in the virtual community that recently shared with us,
cool.
where I'm just going to touch on a section of this to highlight a few words that they shared. So they shared the online community has become a vital part of my spiritual family. The dedication, commitment, integrity, and support through the instructions, the classes, webinars, retreats, they go on and on, list all the many things we do, have enabled my transition from curious to serious seeker, from committed devotee to Kriyaban. The depth, quality, and variety of classes and the webinars and the ongoing support help inspire invoking a support, enlivening, fulfilling my Kriya practice. And she goes on and on. But the key I wanted to highlight here is that word vital. Because indeed, what's happening through this work, of course, not just here at Ananda Sangha, but through all of our communities and all of the outreach that's happening. But what's happening is it's providing that vital spark of light, of support, of magnetism, of energy, so that no matter where you live, you can live a dynamic life in your discipleship as a Kriyaban, as a disciple, or just as a devotee taking steps toward empowering your spiritual life. So I wanted to share a few other things that is happening, which is deeply inspiring. Our outreach efforts right now through Ananda Sangha, this past year of 2025, there have been 47 trips that were made for ministers that have went out on the road to do various programs and to bring the energy out to support the work. And I think there was roughly about 38 ministers who went on these trips. So this is an important part that's growing now, with seeing the importance of also not only serving through the online form, but also to bring that physical friendship and presence to be with these souls and to support them. So I wanted to share just very briefly this year, we are starting to embrace or expand on this model of outreach in a way that we're seeking to go to new places where there's many devotees, Kriyabans, and giving energy to help facilitate the growth of the work, not for the sake for just the work, but to empower each individual to step into that dynamic opportunity of being a channel for Guru's grace, this vibration. And so recently, Swami Sagar, myself, and Lisa Clark, we went to Florida, and where we gathered together about 8 souls there, 8 Kriyabans, and we worked with them for almost an entire year, with involving them in developing public programs that we were planning on doing, as well as a 4-day retreat. So we worked with them along with sharing the process of how did Swamiji did it? How do we do it in attunement to Swamiji, to Master? And so it was a beautiful year of divine friendship, of working together. And more important than anything was empowering them to feel that excitement, enthusiasm for serving this work, that it doesn't require for you to wear an orange robe or a yellow robe or whatever color robe you want to wear, but it's the heart's dedication to want to serve. And so we worked with them, and then we went to Florida, and it was beautiful. We had 2 public programs that we had about 70, in total, a little over 100 people who came to our programs, many of them brand new. And then we had a 4-day retreat with a little over 30 people. And at the end of it, there's now 3 meditation groups in Florida. And we're not stopping in Florida, but we recognize just the same in Georgia and other states across the country. There's devotees, there's Kriyabans, and so we're motivated to continue this trend.
Yes,
of trying
of course.
to go and do more public programs and empower and support our Guru Bhais to feel that inspiration to step in to be serving. I wanted to just also highlight something else that's very inspiring that's happening, which many of us are already aware of, is we're moving in the direction for both Inner Renewal Week retreat as well as Spiritual Renewal Week to be offering it for free. And for Inner Renewal,
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I was there when the vision was pure.
Inspiring, impressive.
Yeah.
What's most impressive and inspiring is that half of those were brand new who came. That's a little over, I'm not a mathematician, but that's a little over 4,000 souls who came in through our door and have received that touch of grace, who have received that blessing. And just our last Inner Renewal retreat was this past February.
Go Chandra, go Danielle, or what was her name? Let's go, Ananda people. Let's go. Praying for you guys.
And we met many of these new people who just walked in through the door. I could spend hours sharing the beauty and the power that they are already feeling. One very short story is there was a woman who came because she was looking for a particular meaning of a spiritual word. And so she went on Google and said, what does this word mean? It was a Sanskrit term. And she got brought to ananda.org, where we have this wonderful resource of defining many, many words that most people are looking for to understand the meaning. And then she was invited through our pop-up to come to Inner Renewal. So this was the day of the first day of Inner Renewal is when she came to ananda.org. So she said, oh, what's this? Clicked on it, entered in, and she said that the moment that she attended the very first satsang, she felt home. That's beautiful. And that's what we're all trying to create together. So we're moving forward with offering Spiritual Renewal Week, Inner Renewal Week for free so that we can continue to expand much more than 9,000. And because Master is busy, so we want to be there to help to serve all these souls. So also, we all know the Centennial is coming up soon. We already have a little over 700 online registrations, which is wonderful. And many, many souls who are coming in person, which we're all putting out lots of energy to make that a very dynamic celebration of Swamiji's Centennial. I want to close now with speaking about one of the most important things that are happening through our online Sangha is our Path of Kriya and the Kriya Ministry. And so just a very brief overview of what's happening with our Path of Kriya right now online. is that we have had just about 1,000 individuals who have come in each year to enter into step 1 on the path of Kriya. So there's 8 cohorts happening throughout the year with about 130 souls who are joining together. It's remarkable to see, and their devotion and dedication is just awe-inspiring. And many of them go into, of course, continuing on the path of Kriya or attending one other offering through Ananda. So it's really been a beautiful way of seeing the work that's growing. And to touch on the Kriya ministry, a few highlights is that this past year, globally around the world, which we are working together, collaborating more than we ever did with Ananda India and Ananda Europe in the CC. And throughout the year, there was a little over 100 Kriya ceremonies that happened throughout the year. And a few things that are happening through the Kriya ministry that Deva Leela manages is that, every Wednesday there is a Kriya meditation, which she's been doing for about 9 years now. And there's a consistency between 60 and 80 people who join that. And as I was mentioning, it provides an anchor for all of these souls. And I could share many testimonies that one meditation provides that power that for the rest of the week, they feel that support to continue their Kriya practice. Even though they're living in Kansas and by themselves, they know that they're not by themselves. And so I want to close now with this testimony, two short stories that are beautiful to mention. Just recently, there was a wonderful soul who did her online path of Kriya and is in Kriya preparation, the 4th step with Deva Leela. And at that step, of course, there's many online meetings that happen one-on-one. And during this one scheduled meeting, this soul was late. And being patient, maybe something came up. Well, this particular soul, his service, his job in the world is he is a heart surgeon for little infants, babies. And he was late because he was in a very challenging surgery. But he showed up. And he said that it was why he was so late, because it was a very challenging surgery. But he said, but I prayed to Yogananda, I prayed to the masters. And as a miraculous movement he said he prayed to Yogananda to serve through his hands in the surgery. And everything ended up perfect at the end. So how beautiful that is to see. What we're really doing is we're sharing Master in a way that others can feel that inspiration and that direct experience that Master is with me. And it's so beautiful. And then I'll close this last story. There was this couple who came also through our online path of Kriya together. And they became, of course, everyone becomes friends. So they were sharing about their life. And they were training to make the Olympics this year as figure skaters. And their journey was one that there were many things that happened. Injuries, all of that stuff, which wasn't easy. So they shared their journey with us.
Okay, time for the special guest. Come on, you're stalling. Fucking stalling.
Very inspiring. What's very also inspiring about this is they said that always through the entire process that they prioritized their path of Kriya. They prioritized their discipleship. And so into the Olympics they went. And another very inspiring thing that happened was they reported and shared that they placed 7th in this year's Olympics, which is wonderful, right? I mean, that's so inspiring. And so we get to rejoice with them. But that's not what is most inspiring about this, about their lives. What's most inspiring is that during the interview with the reporters, the broadcasters who were interviewing them, because, hey, placing 7th is no short thing in the Olympics. So they were interviewing them, and it's so beautiful. The person who was interviewing them remarked and said, "You two have something special. You have a sense of deep harmony with each other. And you guys, in many ways more than anyone else, you had a presence to you that filled this entire arena." Well, friends, do I have to tell you what that was? Indeed. They said before they went out to skate, they asked God, they asked Master to be with them, to flow
Oh,
with
a
them.
couple skating.
How powerful that is, how Master is reaching out through the various ways here at Saloon and through the world that
I don't need to know.
was feeling.
It's like, okay, there's the DNA, right? The DNA, like, there's a signature. I'm saying, like, oh, it's not even the story. It's the signature with me.
To serve together, and we look forward to the
Like-
years to come as we continue, all of us, to support what's happening right now, which is, oh God, beautiful. So God bless you.
Oh God,
Very nice to be with you today. So now we're going to
I have this
our
karma with Chachandra.
special guests. So we want to invite
We just match. We just like match the same.
to be with us as we ask them
Yay!
to record a message so they could be with us today.
Cool.
Hello, friends. We're so happy that we're able to join you, even if it's in this digital form. But Ananda is reaching out in such beautiful, beautiful ways due to the fact that we're all working with this problem together. The problem being how to bring light into the world, how to uplift consciousness in the world, how especially to help those who aren't being helped in other ways. You know, we were just talking about how Ananda is helping educate some Afghani girls who have no other access to high school, and how Ananda is reaching out around the world to people that aren't as fortunate as many of us who live in communities or near communities and have a big network of support around us. It gives us a chance to really express our friendship and our willingness to be the friend of friends, to allow Master, who is the friend of friends, and Swami, who is a friend of friends, to flow through us and to bring their uplifted energy into the world. And we hope that you're able to join us in this great venture and able to feel not only the blessings that flow through you, but the gratitude of being able to be a part of this great spread of light to the world.
Our theme for the year for the annual appeal this year is sharing divine friendship. And this is one of the gifts that Master gave us, this concept of divine friendship. What does this mean? It isn't just people that you get along with or have the same interest in or friend each other on social media. Divine friendship is that impersonal force that includes everyone without judgment, without a sense of you're a different nation, a different race, a different language. Divine friendship is that media through which the world is united. And Ananda is such a beautiful example through all our outreach ministries of sharing divine friendship in so many ways. and you'll learn more about the specifics when others share. But we just wanted to unite with you in this concept of sharing divine friendship wherever you are, whatever your life may be. We can all be channels for this love, and by your support of Ananda, we can reach thousands of people throughout the world. God bless you.
So friends, you may have remembered from the list that I shared earlier, there's many other ministries to share about. So I'm going to attempt to share a little bit about each of those and things that are happening. I wanted to start with our communications and marketing department, actually, which I didn't list. Obviously, it's one of our ministries, but which supports and gets the word out about everything that we're doing, keeping the website up to date and sending.
Is united, and a divine friendship is that impersonal force that includes everyone without judgment, without a sense of you're a different nation, a different race, a different language. Divine friendship is that media through which the world is united. And Ananda is such a beautiful example through all our outreach ministries of sharing divine friendship in so many ways. And you'll learn more about the specifics when others share. But we just wanted to unite with you in this concept of sharing divine friendship wherever you are, whatever your life may be. We can all be channels for this love, and by your support of Ananda, we can reach thousands of people throughout the world. God bless you.
So friends, you may have remembered from the list that I shared earlier, there's many other ministries to share about. So I'm going to attempt to share a little bit about each of those and things that are happening. I wanted to start with our communications and marketing department, actually, which I didn't list. Obviously, it's one of our ministries, but which supports and gets the word out about everything that we're doing, keeping the website up to date and sending emails and all those good things. And in being in the fundraising department, I have the great blessing of receiving many notes of gratitude. And there's this one couple that write a note every month when they send in their donation. And this particular note really captures what it is we're trying to do and what we're doing together. And so I wanted to read this to you. It comes from this little card that says, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And so our friends write, "Yes, it is so important just to be able to take that first step on the spiritual journey. What you do certainly helps those spiritual seekers take the first step on the path to self-realization. We all do our part to accomplish this. I'm sure our guru smiles." And I wanted to start with that because I think our communications often, what goes out through our emails and on our website and through, YouTube, our videos and social media, many times can be that first step, that first contact, that first touch that people have with Ananda and with Yogananda, with Swami Kriyananda. And it can be very powerful. It can be life-changing. We have continue to put a lot of energy into Ananda.org because 49%, over almost half of the people that come to Ananda.org come just through an organic search. So they're looking for something, like Jitendra shared. That woman was looking for the definition of a Sanskrit term. They're looking for something, and the more we improve our website, the easier it is for people to find what they're looking for, and maybe to find their spiritual path, or maybe just to find that next step, or maybe that first step, whatever it may be. One of the focuses has been improving a lot of the pages that reference Kriya Yoga. There are over 100 pages, and Nine Swami Susan has been helping to just improve those, make them easier to find when people are searching, using the right terms. We've also been refining our pages that have spiritual questions. There's a series of hundreds and hundreds of spiritual questions answered, and just refining those pages so that when people are looking, they're able to find those answers and maybe get some inspiration and some guidance. And then lastly, the other major area of refinement has been expanding and refining our pages where people are looking for Ananda near me. And this is a really important part of our ministry because, you know, yes, many people connect with us online, but as many of you who are here today know, we have centers and communities and meditation groups all around the world, all around the country. And we want to make it easier for people to be able to find that, to find, you know, an in-person satsang, to find a class on Kriya Yoga, to find a class on meditation. And so just refining how those pages are laid out, the language that we use so that people can find, you know, Kriya Yoga in Dallas or, you know, meditation in Seattle, Washington. And then they, you know, they're searching that and they can find ananda.org and they can find, you know, a place to connect with people in person because that's also very, very powerful. Speaking of our meditation groups, some of you may know that Mayatri Smith-Heisler, who was one of the directors of our Dallas Center for many, many years, has moved to Ananda Village and is taking over our meditation groups and centers, guiding and supporting those groups. So I know many of you are here today from those groups and centers. We have 50 groups all around the world, really mostly in North and South America. And she mentioned recently that just during inner renewal, there are 3 more meditation groups. Not the 3 in Florida, but 3 other new meditation groups. One in Olympia, Washington, that will be forming later this year. One in Maryland with one of our friends, Vinaya, who's looking to start a meditation group. And in Hawaii as well, with another friend of ours. So, you know, and her comment was it's just the start. So we're looking to just keep expanding, as Jitendra was mentioning, just finding new ways to connect with people that are finding this path, that are excited about this path, but also want to share because it's the nature of joy to want to share itself, as Swami said. And so just giving people opportunities, not only to receive the teachings, but also to find ways to give back and to share with others. So very important. Another doorway for many people, interestingly, is through YouTube, through our YouTube videos. We're getting close to almost 300,000 YouTube subscribers on our main Ananda Sangha Worldwide channel. And I think almost close to 7,000 videos. There were about 1,000 videos that went out this year. Bhaktan, who manages that, has been very busy putting out, his new flow has been creating and putting out at least 2 shorts, so short reels every day. Many of them with Swami or Master. He's been doing a series with Master and including quotes from Master. And I was looking through, if you ever want to get a little bit inspired, it's nice to look through the comments of some of those videos and just see, you know, because these things pop up in people's algorithms. They're not necessarily going looking for this. It's just, you know, they see something interesting, it catches their eye, they click on it. And this one woman wrote, it was a quote about meditation from Yogananda. And she wrote, "Thank you. I've been struggling to meditate lately. It's so disheartening. And this was such a powerful, meaningful, and simple answer to my troubles with meditation. Thank you, God. Thank you, Yogananda." You know, and that's happening through YouTube. I mean, months and months and months looking at every note and every chant, making sure it was really the way that Swami shared these chants and the way that Yogananda shared.
Let's go, YouTube and Ananda. Let's go, let's go.
The music industry has many resources.
Woo!
You know, yes,
God alone, God alone, God alone, so we ever.
You know, when you would come onto the Zoom sessions, it was like there was more light, you know, there was more openness. And she said not long after that, his son did return and they reconnected. But it's a beautiful example of, in this case, healing prayers, but all of the teachings, you know, that we receive when we participate. You know, this father, he's
gotta
praying
participate.
for his son, but the prayers weren't just for his son, they were for him as well. You know, the channel is blessed by that which flows through it. And the same is true, you know, for all that we share. You know, we're all blessed when we are able to share with others. And I wanted to, because of that, I wanted to just share, in closing this letter from Swamiji, a thank you letter, because I know many of you are supporting this work in many ways, whether it's through Ananda Worldwide or through your local community or center, however you're supporting, or feel blessed and inspired to support. I want to offer my gratitude certainly for that to make all of this possible, but also gratitude from Swamiji. So this is, again, a letter from In Divine Friendship. And this is a Christmas letter from 1988 that he wrote to all of Ananda. So that's you. He says, "Dear ones, I want to thank you all for your many demonstrations of divine friendship this season. I am grateful, of course, for your presence, but also for your kind and happy smiles, for the love in your eyes, and for the joy I feel in your devotion to God, Christ, and Gurus. To every one of you, I would like to say the same things. Thank you for your gift, and for your love, and above all, for the love of God that I felt shining through you. The actual nature of each gift is secondary to the deeper, less tangible reality of your friendship." So I'd like to just have us close before we transition into question and answer. Just take a moment, maybe closing your eye. It's a beautiful example of
God alone. It goes. Everything in that subspace vacuole. Yeah. Void within that void within. And now I know why. Because he wasn't speaking about this friendship or that. Like, that answered a lot.
and they reconnected. But it's a beautiful example of, in this case, healing prayers, but all of the teachings, that we receive when we participate. This father, he's praying for his son, but the prayers weren't just for his son, they were for him as well. The channel is blessed by that which flows through it. And the same is true, for all that we share. We're all blessed when we are able to share with others, and through Ananda Worldwide or through that, to make all about 1988 that he wrote to all of Ananda. So that's you. He says, "Dear ones, I want to thank you all for your many demonstrations of divine friendship this season. I am grateful, of course, for your presence, but also for your kind and happy smiles, for the love in your eyes, and for the joy I feel in your devotion to God, Christ, and Gurus. To every one of you, I would like to say the same things. Thank you for your gift, and for your love, and above all, for the love of God that I felt shining through you. The actual nature of each gift is secondary to the deeper, less tangible reality of your friendship."
Yeah. 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 뭐 길이 가 만트는 날 인터뷰에 답해 내 맘에 마음 You ball sack, you're all whack. On a higher level, on a higher level, on a higher level, at a higher level. O rivers, not only from birth to death I need you, even after death I need you. To submerge my ashes, O rivers, you must flow. We humans have damned you, jammed you, and dug holes into you. Allow me to nourish you. O rivers, we can never pay back the depth for all that you have done to us. Let me at least pay a small interest toward your well being. Potassium. Gotta have potassium. Oh shit. What? Okay, Google. What time does Petrie's Pharmacy close? Good boy.